Hi, this is Adam Eliyahu Berkowitz from Breaking Israel News, coming at you from the Golan. I'm here with Aviva Spiegel. I'm sorry, Aviva, where are you coming? Where are you at right now?
I'm in Tzfat, the holy city of Tzfat.
She's in the holy city of
I can see
Tzfat.
Rashi from my window. We're blessed to be in a building called Mitzpeh Meron, where we view Meron.
Okay. And the amazing thing about Israel is each location in Israel has its own special sanctity, its special holiness. And the reason why we're coming at you is actually for a sad reason. Last Thursday evening was the holiday of Lag BaOmer, which is a minor holiday, but a holiday of joy, coming in the middle of the Omer, the counting of the Omer, which is a somber period. Lag BaOmer that is celebrated. Most people do bonfires outside. It's a time of joy. There are a lot of weddings, but last year, they could not gather. Most people go. It's the Hilula, the celebration of the passing of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, who's buried on Mount Meron, which is right outside of Tzfat. And in previous years, up to 200,000 people used to gather there. And there were bonfires, singing, dancing, concerts. It's especially connected to Hasidic Judaism. And
the biggest party in the world.
The biggest party in the world, 200,000.
The biggest reason in the world.
It's actually the largest gathering of the year in Israel, secular or religious. 200,000 people coming for religious reasons. And last year,
and to be happy.
Last year, it's usually happy. Last year, people could not go because of the pandemic restrictions. So this year, it was subdued, but there were about 100,000 people there when there was a tragic incident during a concert. There was some kind of problem. It's still not clear what. And there was a stampede of people. And I believe it's now 45 people left the world in that incident. So Aviva was actually there.
What a way to go.
And she is going to tell us about what she experienced there. First, I'd like to hear a little bit about you, Aviva. Where do you live? How many married, kids? How long have you been in Israel?
I'm married to, I'm married for 22 years. I have six Kanaan children, Hasidic children. It's one of my proofs that there's a God in the world, because I grew up totally secular in California, like following Grateful Dead, like that kind of just a hippie chick, just want to know the truth though. And I end up marrying a rabbi and moving to Tzfat. You never know.
You never know.
You never know. Actually, my husband,
like the saying goes, once in a while, if you look at it right in the strangest places, you can show them the light.
Yeah. Once in a while, you get shown the light in the strangest of places if you look at it right. So I was standing in the aorta, I say, of the nation's heart attack, and I feel like I had a kind of a bird's eye view of what was going on, and I think one of the reasons why this message that I sent out to my friends went viral is because people really want to know like the inside view. They want to feel it. If you weren't there, it's like when the show went down, like what was it? What happened? What's going on? And
before we get into the message, so you were there like every single year. You used to go.
I'm like a festival brat. I have to go. It's the best. After Pesach, we go. Yeah, guess what's coming? Like Lag BaOmer. For us, it's a major holiday. It's not a minor holiday. My husband teaches there every night. He has a choral over there. He teaches Polisher, Hasidim, and Kippas Ruba, Sichos of the Rebbe. So it's a Chabad yeshiva. He teaches the words of the Rebbe, of the Babich Rebbe, but not Chabad. It's very special. He actually teaches right where, like right there. So we're very connected. It's like it really touched us deeply. Because we're so connected to Rabbi Shimon.
And did you feel that it was especially packed, that there were too many people?
There's never too many people. We all want a piece of Rabbi Shimon. We all want to be in the heart, and we all are part of the heart. Like if you could take an aerial view, look down on Israel, you would see every highway with people coming towards the mountain. Aliyat Rego, just And especially after Corona, we were so excited, like, yes, we're going to go out, we're going to celebrate. It's the happiest day. We were so excited.
I remember. Also, I remember there's a lot of different things going on there. It's not just like one branch. I used to hang out in the forest with the hippies, and in the morning they
Yeah.
have
Oh my
I was
God.
amazed at how many secular Israelis would show up, because on one hand it's kind of like it's a gathering, it's like a country fair, but on the
You
other
got everybody. You got
it
like
has the
that.
basis of the holiness that they're attracted to. So yeah, it's really a gathering. It's not just like
everybody.
yeah.
It's unity. It's actors. Everybody wants it because that's who we really are as a Jewish nation. Most personified by Rabbi Shimon, who loves everybody. I mean, look, I hang out there a lot, and there's certain people that hang out at Rabbi Shimon, and they're like the Rabbi Shimon groupies, and they're like they're like your misfits in a sense. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of people there. There's a lot of just like Naveen, like people walking around in days, like on whatever, who knows what. And but it's like it's home for a lot of people. Rabbi Shimon is really home for us. So of course everybody wants, not everybody wants to be there. Some people want to avoid the crowds, thank God. But some people just feel that they need to be there because they're connected so much to the heart of the nation.
It's kind of funny. I think in a certain way, on a certain level, even the non-Jewish people in America, and even people who are only a little bit religious, um, there's this thing about religion that it brings people together, and you want to be with other people when you're doing it.
Would you say the religion is bringing people together?
Religion, when you try to come close to God, it's like people in America, they were fighting to go back to church. They wanted to go to church. They wanted to go to synagogue.
We want to feel like we belong. We want to, like, it's a common language. People need a common language. We have a siddur, it's our common language. We have Tehillim. You can't see this because it's all blurry in front of my face. Oh, it's a common language that we share. But the common language is that we're all in this journey together. We really are, and we feel it. It's a national day of mourning today. We're feeling it. We're all in this. That's our religion. Our religion is we're all in this together. There's God.
Yeah.
That's Judaism. One heart, one nation, one God, one truth, and then we share that with the world. I mean, that's in a nutshell.
And that's like, I mean, I think the amazing thing about Torah and Judaism is we didn't get Torah and Judaism on a mountaintop all by ourselves. We got it as a nation, and it's always meant to be a group thing and a nation thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this it wasn't, you can't say anything bad about it. It was just people wanting to be together to serve God.
Is there some things bad being said? Like, are people starting to say, oh, people?
I'd rather not. There are, but I mean, there are people who always, unfortunately, see the bad. But there's this perception, like, what were they doing coming together? Because there's still a little bit of the, coronavirus, we shouldn't come together.
Right. And like maybe it was irresponsible, God forbid.
Yeah. And
this is a different story happening. It's a different story.
Do you want to tell me about that?
No, I was just saying that.
Okay.
Together, like, instead of, keep going.
Okay.
I'm with you.
So I listened to your video on Friday, and I woke up and I was getting ready for Shabbos. It was a normal day. And then I found out what happened, and I was in shock. And I had to report the news. And then I heard your audio. And what I thought was amazing is that even in this incredible, incredible darkness, this total overwhelming darkness, you managed to see points of light, points of redemption in Geula. Could you tell us a little bit about that? That's actually the reason why I wanted to talk to you, because I need a little bit more of it.
Yeah, we need a heart massage. Okay, so there's always so many things to focus on when a tragedy like this happens. Some people say, why did it happen? They want to blame somebody. And it's like, the police. Like, I have to make a public announcement. I just had heard the police blocked it off, so I really don't know what happened. And if I apologize if I might have said some things that might have not been accurate about the police. They were doing everything they could to help. So just let that part of the voice note slide. What I saw is just what I experienced around me. We saw the ambulances going up and down, and we knew something had happened. I was standing next to two American ladies, and behind me was like an older Sephardi woman. And I connected with the Americans first, and we just said, "What's going on? What's going on?" The look of worry on her face, like we felt it. We're like, "Oh my gosh, where are the helicopters?" And they were like all of a sudden not my best friends, but they were with me. You know, like, okay, we're here in this together. I had never seen them before. They never seen me, but we were like clinging to each other. And I turned around and I just saw this Sephardi lady crying and crying and crying and saying to Hillel, and she opened my heart. She opened my heart. I saw her crying, and then I started crying, and I feel, you know, I'm looking, and then I'm looking the whole street. Everybody is trying to figure out what to do and how to make way for the stretchers and how like, what do we do now? And people were they were saying to Hillel, they were saying that the heart of the nation really is David HaMelech. David HaMelech to Hillel, his songs. We say that when there's someone chas v'chalila sick, or there's an emergency, or we need blessings. We say that to Hillel, and that's what was happening. Everybody there was saying to Hillel, and if you think about it, even before that, everyone was saying to Hillel. We're all saying to Hillel. We're all there davening, and now especially people were turning their hearts inside out, and our hearts got turned inside out. But I don't know what else to tell you. Like, just that part was so beautiful to me. And then even afterwards, people are kind. People are kind. They're loving. We feel it. You see the looks on everybody's faces. People were confused and dejected and feeling like, wow, we just got hit really bad. That was a heart attack. I'm calling that our nation had a heart attack. There was a clogged artery, and there's just like a rush, couldn't get through, it was blocked. And that's what happened. That there's so many people rushing and wanting to be in the center of the fire and wanting to be there. And for some reason,
you were talking about on your audio, you were talking about white fire and black fire. Do you remember what you were talking about?
No clue.
Okay. Okay. I think
I could give it a stab. I don't remember what I said. I should have listened to it before.
I think you were referring to the fact that Lag BaOmer is celebrated by fires, and it's revealing the light in the darkness. Is really
beautiful.
Is really the essence of Lag BaOmer, and a lot of Torah is about revealing the light in the darkness.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit and just define our terms. What's black fire and white fire? For those I hear that there's a lot of evangelical Christians on this. It's just so exciting. So we'll teach a little bit of Torah. The Torah was written. It was a metaphor. It says that the Torah was written with the words on the ink. It's like the black fire. So that's the basic story level. That's what we see. That's our collective consciousness. We get it. We can read it. It's the pshat. It's the simple level of the story of the world. And then there's all the white fire that's around it, which are the white spaces in between the letters on the Torah scroll that actually, if the white fire has to be whole, meaning there's no place where the white fire is blocked, that it's a continuous, I guess, womb. I like the birth analogy, like a womb for the story. And when we look at the news and we hear, people say, well, what really happened? Today I was on the news. What really happened? Well, and then people say, well, there was a private party, and then there was a gate, and people are looking for the very black fire. Like, who's responsible? Like, can we try somebody in court? And like, it's not necessarily about the black fire. We're not really going to know. We don't know. Hashem did this. Hashem chose. Like, Hashem could do anything, and that's what hurts so bad. It's like, what, you need korbanos? Yeah. Also, the 10 martyrs. I heard today that that like Rebbe Akiva and the martyrs. That Reb Nechunya, I think that's how you say it, he saw it, he kind of prophesied that it was going to happen, and he begged Hashem that it shouldn't happen, that he shouldn't take, these 10 martyrs. This was a long time ago, like 2,000 years ago. And he begged, and Hashem's like, no, this needs to happen. So someone told me that today, and I just thought, wow, kind of history repeating, that for us, it's just so tragic, but for some reason it happened, and we can never, ever really, really know why. But we can see the good that comes out of it, and we can make more good come out of it. And so the next day, like in that vein, this is like classic Chabad Hasidus is, okay, now what do we do? Right, now what? Okay, so now there's something that we need to fix. So now how can we move forward?
So one thing that you said that was really, really spoke to me is there's a tendency amongst people when horrible things happen, they think that it's going to continue to be horrible, and that the
Ah,
world is going
right.
into the garbage, and God
No,
forbid.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you saw this, and you personally witnessed something that had to be one of the most difficult things for a person to see. And
Okay.
you said that what you see coming out of that is geula, is redemption. How can
Um,
how could
I
you
didn't
see?
say that exactly, but like, but yes, I mean, that's true. Look, I'm not an authority. I'm not a rabbinic authority. I'm not like, I just know from my own perspective and my own feeling that, oh, now I know what I wanted to say, is that the next day afterwards, were all these Lag BaOmer parades scheduled. So the Rebbe, the Babich Rebbe was very, very, very like, um, I don't know what the word, into it, excited. He would make, there would be these huge parades of kids, and they would march in front of the Rebbe, and the Rebbe would watch and cheer on the kids, and they would say psukim. And I'm just going to put a parentheses here. Did you know that Purim is very connected to Lag BaOmer? It falls on the same day every year. Take my word for it. I don't want to get into it, but Purim and Lag BaOmer are very, very connected. So what happens on Purim actually comes to fruition in a sense on Lag BaOmer. And if we look at the Purim story, so Mordechai, the hero of the story, when there's a decree against the Jews, what does he do? He goes and he gathers all the children, and they say psukim, right? Remember this part? So
Okay.
the response that we did the next day after is that we gathered all the children. We were actually supposed to go to a place near you guys in Ramat Magshimim, and they canceled. We usually cancel it. But we had all these supplies like bubbles, and we didn't do the bubbles. We had a microphone and we had everything, all these prizes for the kids. So we ended up doing it in our parking lot, and that felt like a big healing. I mean, it felt like we were doing something because Rabbi Shimon promises us, it's in the Gemara, I can't quote you where, but he promises us that the Torah will never be forgotten, ever. And this isn't the end of the story. You don't just get hit, you don't have a heart attack and then die. I'm like, that's it. You know, the whole nation is going to continue. The whole nation is continuing. And it's just like, it's like Pitocin for a birth. It's pumping us, and we have to sit with that, and we look at it, and we look at the tragedy, and we face it, because right now we're in the shattered vessels. We don't want to just move on and like into the celebration and this and that. That's not where we are right now. We're right now in the brokenness, and we're holding the pain. But we should know that this isn't the end of the story. I mean, I think this is what you were saying. It's not the end of the story. We have our children. We have the Torah is eternal. We pass it on. You know, we pass it on, and we keep going. And in the Tanya, oh, this is what I was going to say. The Tanya, we learned from the Alter Rebbe that when we're faced with our failures, we're faced with something like this, like, oh my gosh, we really need to wake up. Like, we don't have it together. The Jewish nation, we're fighting, we're divided. There's politics. There's you know, the government is not united. Okay, the government be united unless it's a Torah government. That's just my, not my personal opinion. I think it's a lot of people's opinion. When we have a Torah government, then we can really unify. But and until then, we got to get it together, and that's the truth. And we have to face that, and that's really, really painful. But if we don't face it, then we can't spur on. We can't move forward. We have to have bitterness, right? Bitterness that we're not together. Bitterness, but at the same time, we can't just believe what somebody might say. Oh, they're Haredim, we're pushing. You know, it's not true. We're so nation, and all of us, the Nanach and the Todas Aaron and the Karliner and the Chabadnikim and the like, you know, beach hippie dudes and the like the guys with the big the curls here and the big kippas from the Gush, and like we've got a whole nation of people that we all are together and we're all dancing. And if you see footage from Meron, you see that every year there's every different type of Jew dancing together. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. I truly believe that we are the heart of the world, and that the world is mourning with us. Maybe the world doesn't realize that it's a tragedy for the whole world, but I think when they see how the Yidden react, and how we get together, and how we say Tehillim for each other, and how we raise money for the families, which I understand you're doing, then we are a light into the nation. That we do shine with the truth. That we are beautiful, and the world is so ready to hear it. I just want to know the truth already.
Now that the Jews are back in Israel, we're really, I think we're providing a strong light as to what the world could be, will be, and when the light is dimmed, I think people really feel it now. And I think that's what happened last week is people saw, oh my goodness, there's politics and games and stupidity and we'll be anti-Israel. Oh my goodness, we can't have too much tragedy. We can't hurt these people. They're really the pupil of God's eye.
You're
And
saying that there's a lot of people out there who want to come and help
I'm
the Jews and
I'm
protect
very
us.
very I'm very very blown away by the reactions I've been getting. There have been
People know. They know that they want that we need them and they need us. They know that we have something to offer the world, and I think that we've been silent for too long,
yeah.
which is understandable because no one really wants to hear the truth. Like, stop raining on my parade. I'll do whatever I want, but it's time.
There's something I wanted to ask you. It's like you were there, you saw some unpleasant things. You weren't really in the heart of it. You mentioned that your entire family is connected to Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Who was your family? Was your whole family there?
No, thank God my two littlest ones, they were crying. They didn't want to go. I took them to a festival on the Mitsuda. They were listening to Nissim Black. We had a good time. And they were like, I'm exhausted. I want to go. Don't make me go, mommy. Okay, so they stayed here and they slept. And I took my 14-year-old and my 17-year-old was there. He was actually there in the place and he was going to leave that exit. And thank God he didn't. It was like right there. He was missing for half an hour. My husband was actually doing a Shidur Chai, a live one from the house in Meron. So he was broadcasting, so he wasn't there. And my other daughter, my oldest daughter, was also there with her friends. So and my oldest son was not there. He was doing Mivtzoim in Kiryat Ata, so that was good. Yeah, we were there.
Do you want to tell me what that was like? I mean, you expect, I can't even imagine. I would, and you seem to be in a good space right now. And we always think that strong people are strong people and are like rocks. And I'm sure that what you went through, Lo Aleinu, that no other mother or father should go through it. And you're able to smile now, and you're able to see the good.
You know what? I'm totally broken, and it's so sad. And I don't think that we need to be rocks. I think that we need to be real. And I'm not a rock. They might start crying. But there's women and there's kids, there's babies that lost husbands and brothers and uncles and sons. It's time for us to feel that there's a time to be a rock. There's a time to move on. Right now, it's not the time. We're just feeling it. And it's okay to feel it. And I don't know. I like to take a stab at why that message, that voice note went viral. And everybody's told me something different. It helped them in some different way. But I just thought it's because I was just in it. I was just real. I'm just experiencing it. We're all just experiencing it. We don't know. We know that we need Geula. We've never done that before. We're all just trying to figure it out and hold the space for it. So I think right now we're in the Ma, we're in the what? The 45, right? If you're all into numerology, gematria, right? Ma, 45, what? What's going on? The 45 neshamas went up to Shemayim. What for? I don't know. To wake us up?
That's part of the process of coming back from the exile, is I shall take out your heart of stone and replace it with a heart of flesh. I think you're right. We have to feel it. We have to experience it. We have to be.
My heart feels like a tomato right now.
God bless you.
Tomato juice.
God bless you. God bless you. So yeah, I think we're gonna leave it here, and I'm gonna leave it open for comments from our listeners. And Aviva was really there. She was really there, and she saw it, and there were a lot of people experiencing it. And this is something that Am Yisrael, that all of Israel is in together. And God willing, it'll be the last hard thing before Geula, before redemption.
It is. That's it.
Thank God.
Thank you, Eliyahu. I really appreciate being able to talk on your Israel 365 News Network.
Thank God. Okay, thanks all for listening, and I'll put in the link for the article. There's the audio from Aviva when she was actually at Meron when this happened. So thank you so much, Aviva.